How you doing? I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor, and I'm a comic book presser located in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, and you are watching another episode of What's in the Press, the weekly show where I go over many of the comic books I work on each and every week, submitted to me by so many of my amazing clients, and this week is no different, guys. I have a ton of books to share with you. Before we get there, though, guys, if you haven't done so already, and if you're new here, first of all, welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the content, and leaving comments. By leaving comments on any of my videos, you enter yourself automatically into winning some pretty amazing prizes when I hit 1,000 subscribers. And I'm almost there. All right, guys, anyways, enough of all that. Let's get to it. Here are the books that I'm working on this week. All right, well, first we're going to look at some books from Jeff. And these actually were a part of Jeff's previous order from a few weeks back. 3 magazines that I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm getting to this week. And first off, we have a nice copy of the Raphael one-shot, TMNT number 3. And TMNT number 4. Thanks again for your submission, Jeff. Moving right along, we have some books from Marco out of Richmond Hill, Ontario. And Marco sends us first off a nice copy of, Avengers 55 with the first appearance of Ultron, Avengers 63, ASM 109, Daredevil 46, Daredevil 51, Hulk 108, and ASM 66. I love this cover. Well, next we have some books from Peter out of Toronto, and Peter's also been waiting very patiently. We start off with, he's got quite a wide selection of books. We'll start off with this copy of She-Hulk number 1. Now this one's going to need some spine roll fixing. You can see how fanned this particular book is. So we'll get that all cleaned up. It'll look fantastic when I'm done with it. Nice copy of Nyx number 3, Steranko Goodness and X-Men 50 and 49, Edge of the Spider-Verse number 2, Daredevil 168, Miss Marvel 18 with the first appearance of Mystique, Avengers Annual 10 with the first appearance of Rogue, a lovely copy of X-Men 101 with the first Phoenix, and Kitty Pryde's first appearance in X-Men 129. Thank you so much for your submission, Peter. Now, Sam out of Tottenham, Ontario, sends us a couple of slabs he wants to have released and worked on. We have a Hulk number 2 and a 4-0, and we have an ASM 20 and a 7-0. Now, this one has a Stan signature on it. I'm going to contact Sam to make sure he wants it returned to CGC. It's been a while since I've spoken to Sam. I just want to make sure we're on the same page as to what he wants done with these. There's a little bit of color touch in the cover. I'm going to inspect that because I can maybe remove that as well. I oftentimes tell people to go to, when a book has color touch, I mean, I did a X-Men 14 yesterday I was working on, and I removed a bunch of color touch off it. And sometimes the color touch is easy to remove, sometimes it's not. And it depends on what they use to do the color touch. And oftentimes removing it will really hinder the book. It'll hurt the book by removing it. So also, I have removed color touch and it's been sent to CGC and still color touch remains. So I often tell people if they have a book that's already been slabbed and has color touch on it, I'm happy to do it. But I highly recommend the book be sent to CGC, to CCS, have them do it. They're the ones grading the book, so they're going to make sure all the color touch is removed to their satisfaction. Other than that, I might look up someone who deals with restoration and have them do the removal. Just rather be safe than sorry. I hate sending books in and then having them return and go back and forth trying to get that color touch out. I'd rather be just done once and done properly and removed. Again, if I catch it on a raw book, I'll try to remove it. If the customer still wants me to send it in, I will. But if we know the color touch exists, like in this particular copy of ASM 20, you have to, you can try it, but I oftentimes say just send it to CCS, let them do the work. That way it's done, and there's not going to be any chance of them coming back. I think there's still some left over. Anyways, thanks so much for your submission, Sam. I'll be calling you really soon. Okay, well, Murray sends us a couple of nice books. Murray's from Brooklyn, Ontario, and he sends me a nice copy of Batman and Robin 232, as well as A House of Secrets number 92. A couple of really nice books. These are going to head off to CGC next week. Thanks again for your submission, Murray. So Danny in Calgary sent me 3 submissions since April. He's been sending me submissions. So I just kind of held off till they were all here. And now that I have all the books in hand, I'm going to start working on them. One submission I couldn't find today. I was freaking out. I always do that to myself. All the books are here. I know they don't go anywhere else. No one else handles the books but me. But even still, I always second guess myself sometimes, right? So I found 2 out of the 3 submissions. The third submission, I'm looking through all my boxes, my racks, trying to find his third submission. It was the earliest one. I'm like, what the heck happened to it? So I'm looking, I'm thinking, oh, maybe he didn't send it. So I contacted Danny, and he said, no, I sent it. It's there. And so I said, okay, just leave it with me. And of course, I'm looking. And I always got to calm down and step back for a second. And then I did that. And guess what? My eye went right to them, and I found them. And you know why I didn't find them? Because I didn't have his name. I divide everybody's books with dividers like this, right? So there's Danny's name there, right? So I didn't have his name. His started to box off, and there was no divider. So I didn't see them. My eye didn't go to them right away. Anyways, I found them. So that's good news, right, Danny? If I freaked you out, I apologize. I don't lose books, you know, but from time to time, I guess I can forget where I put them. That's fair, isn't it? Because I'm an old man now. I'm almost 50, you know. Anyways, Danny sends us a nice copy of Fear #1. I love that. Conan the Barbarian 24. Tales to Astonish 62. Tomb of Dracula 12. Nice copy of X-Men 50. Classic covered Tales to Astonish 93. And you'll notice these little pink stick-it notes on top of Danny's books. Well, Danny, like a few of my clients, like to give me little notes to direct my eye to certain problems that they've recognized in the book. And I appreciate that. I usually catch that stuff anyways, but you know what? Nothing wrong with the owners of the book looking through the books thoroughly. In fact, I highly recommend that before you send books to me or any presser for that matter, you look through the book thoroughly. Count the pages, make sure there's no coupons clipped out, or maybe there's some really obvious color touch. It can detect it oftentimes. You really can. Because you don't want to be sending the books to a presser, then they ship it off to CGC, and you spend all that money and you find that the book's been restored or it's qualified because it's missing something. Because most pressers, honestly, how busy they are, aren't going to be counting every single page of every single book they receive. I know I don't. But I do look through the books, you know, I look through the books quickly, and if something sticks out to me like a sore thumb, I'll of course let you know. But it's a good idea that you go through your books, especially the higher valued ones or ones you want to send for grading, to make sure there's no surprises or to lessen the possibility of surprises that might, you know, turn up after the book's have already been sent to CGC. What else has Danny sent? Oh, sent me a nice copy of Batman 139, the first appearance of Batwoman, or is it Batgirl? Oh, the Silver Age Batgirl. No, sorry, Golden Age Batgirl. What am I talking about? That's a Golden Age Batgirl. All right, nice. Here's a pretty unimportant book right now. Marvel Spotlight with Ghost Rider #5. Of course, I'm kidding. This book is absolutely on fire. So nice pull there, Danny. Classic cover of Batman 227. Batman 234 with the first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. Another Steranko cover, X-Men 49. Unfortunately, with Danny's post-it notes, you don't get to see the art too well when I do what's in the press. I'm sorry. Oh, I love this cover. I love this book. Moon Knight 25. Love it. Bill Sienkiewicz. Gorgeous. Cursed Pirate Girl. Apparently a very rare book. I know nothing about it, but Danny tells me it's a hard one to find. Nice copy of X-Men 101. First Phoenix. Marvel Premiere 15 with the first Iron Fist. Here, I feel bad. I'll put this tab on the back because that one's got such nice artwork. You want to see that, right? There you go. That's a nice copy, too. Primer #2. First Grendel. They just announced a Netflix series online today, so this book's going to be popping in value, no doubt. Like most Star Wars books, Heir to the Empire is one that's popped up in value. First appearance of Mr. Thrawn, I believe. Another nice pickup. Got Canto #1, G.I. Joe #1, newsstand edition, and Swamp Thing #1, CPV, Canadian price variant. I know a certain somebody who's going to contact me right away and say, what's the grade on that one? I want it. Anyways, I think this was a keeper for Danny's collection, but Canadian price variant of this book's hard to come by, guys. Anyways, Danny, thanks. Oh, I'm not done. What am I talking about? Danny not only sends in those books, but he also sends in a bunch of graded books he wants me to have a look at, and we're going to talk about doing the whole crack, press, and resubmit. One sec, I'll grab those books. All right, I'm back. So yeah, Danny also sent in 5 slabs to be looked at. The first one is Daredevil 131 with the first bullseye. Now I have not inspected these at all. I just pulled them out of the wrapper to show you. But I will be taking a closer look at these books and determining whether or not cracking them out would be a good idea or not. Next we have Marvel Premiere 28. That's a hot book too. Pretty hot book right here. Tomb of Dracula 10. Now, so far, these are all newer slabs. And I always seem to think that newer slabs, whoever's had them done, probably has had them pressed and cleaned. But I'll have a closer look, because sometimes a press job's not all that good, from what I can see. Anyways, let's have a look here. Whoops. Swamp Thing. Canadian price variant, I believe. Yeah, right there, another one. And a 5.5. And finally, Daredevil 168 and a 9.2. Yeah, like, believe it or not, guys, out of all those books right there, without even looking at them closely, I'm most excited about this one, to be honest with you. Again, that 5.5, 6. It's the mid-range books are kind of scary, to be honest. They're kind of iffy. And it's really hard to tell for sure looking through these slabs whether or not the books can be done or not. Now, Danny was gracious enough to get the grader's notes, even though the grader's notes tend to be pretty vague. I'll have a look at those. I'll have a closer look at the books. I'll give Danny a call and we'll decide one way or another whether we're going to do which of these books we're going to work on. You know, again, you got to remember when you're looking at a slab like this, you've got, you know, a pretty thick, you know, probably more than a 1/8 inch thick piece of acrylic. I think it's thicker than that, actually. And that's not all you're looking through. There's actually an inner well. The book inside here is encased in an inner sleeve of 50. I'm not sure how thick the mylar is, but there's like a mylar inside that is also there. So you're looking through 2 different layers of plastic, right? Now I'm looking at this, actually funny enough as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at this one and I'm seeing some ripples already at the top, which I'm liking. Oh, let's see if you can, there, check them out. See that? Right along the top there, you can see some ripples. So I can remove those, for sure I can. But will those ripples being removed be enough to jump this book up, to pop this book up from a 5 to a 6 or a 7 or whatever? It's possible, I suppose. Anyways, like I said, I'll have a closer look at the books, you know, at a later date. I'll look at the grader notes, do some comparisons, give Danny a call, and we'll figure out one way or another. Thanks so much for your submission, Danny. Well, there you go, guys. Those are the books that I will be working on this week. And I want to say thank you to everybody who submitted books and who have allowed me to share your books with our community. Everyone loves to see the different books that are being worked on each and every week. I get so many comments from people and emails tell me how much they do enjoy what's in the press. So I'm going to keep doing it so long as you keep watching. Anyways, guys, that's about it. Again, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave comments on what you see here on the show, guys. Do you like some of the books that are being submitted? Let us all know in the comment section below. Again, by doing so, you increase your chances of winning one of those awesome prizes when I hit 1,000 subscribers. All right, guys, that's it for me. You take care. Have a fantastic week. And until next time, all the best. Bye now.